When pursuing new job opportunities that are a little bit out of scope for the skills you currently have, you may turn to online education to fill the gaps. Now in this video, I'm going to answer the big question of, can these online courses help you get the job that you want? Stay tuned. Hey folks, Richard Walls here, and if it's your first time on the channel, welcome. What it's all about is helping you with your professional brand, career development, and personal finance. If learning about that stuff is your cup of tea, I strongly recommend you hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell to the right so you get notified when I post new videos. Now, before I answer the big question at hand, I do want to clarify that the online courses I'm referring to are of the non-degree variety. And that is to say, you can go and pursue a master's program over the course of 1 to 3 years, and at the end of it, you get a degree. What I'm referring to are all the other online courses out there that you take not to get a degree, but to gain skills, and at the end of it, you likely get a certificate of some sort. That said, let's rewind a little bit, and I'm going to give you a little bit more context on online learning and how we got here. So online courses are all the rage now, but that's actually been the trend for a number of years, starting with companies like Coursera that offered actual course content for free from some of the most established universities in the world, including your Ivy Leagues here in the US like Harvard, Yale, and Princeton. Now at the time, the model was purely about setting up these relationships with the universities to get content out there for free so that if someone couldn't attend the university for whatever reason and were passionate about learning, they could still learn. Of course, you didn't really get anything to show for it, but again, the entire purpose was to learn and gain new skills. Now fast forward to today, you have an explosion of online course offerings from organizations or companies like Udemy, Udacity, edX, Coursera, of course, is still there. And you also have universities getting into the game with their online offerings, programs that take place online over the course of, say, 8 to 12 weeks. And at the end of it, you get a certification, and you can learn anything from business analytics to coding to now what's pretty popular is artificial intelligence and machine learning. What you get now for all this learning is what I mentioned a moment ago, is you get a fancy certificate of completion. So not only do you get the skills that you're seeking, but you also get proof that you can then show to a prospective employer that I went through this program, I did the assignments, whatever they might have been, and here's proof of me having done that. Now, here's where it gets interesting. There's a world of certificates out there that you can get for taking online courses, and the price ranges anywhere from $15 that you might find in Udemy for taking certain courses. They go all the way up to many thousands of dollars for programs that you would take with a university, and including some of the top universities in the country, including your Ivy Leagues. These are programs, again, like I mentioned earlier, 8 to 12 week programs, mostly online or completely online, maybe sometimes blended. There's a little bit of an in-person component to it, but you've got all these options. In the description below, I'm going to provide some links to some programs that I think are pretty interesting in the online learning space, just to give you an idea of what all is out there. Now that you know all of that, the big question is, can these online courses help you get the job that you want? The answer is unequivocally yes. However, are online courses as valuable as getting a degree in a certain field? For the most part, no. But that's okay, because online courses, the ones that you decide to independently pursue, will serve to complement the education and the work experience you already have. Now here's the good news, because there are some exceptions where online programs can be quite valuable, so much so that I would argue that they may be as valuable as a degree. The exception being that in certain fields and in certain programs, over the course of completing that program, you happen to build a portfolio of work. These are going to be fields like coding or graphic design, where again, you build a portfolio of work. This is a visual or visible representation of your proficiency that you can share widely or share with a prospective employer. In cases like that, if you have built a body of work that clearly demonstrates your competency in a certain field, and if it's of a sufficiently high quality, then that's all the proof that the employer needs. Which means that those online courses and that certificate will have certainly paid off without really the need for a degree. Now, apart from those exceptions, there are plenty other fields of study where you really don't necessarily build a portfolio of work that you can show off and demonstrate proficiency. For the rest of it, here's the case I will make to you for pursuing online courses. When you're independently pursuing an education to better yourself or improve your skills, and you have verifiable proof via a certificate that you've gone through the content, you've done the assignments, you've learned the material, at minimum, you're signaling to prospective employers that you're the type of person that seeks out opportunities to become better, to become more valuable to an organization that brings you on board. And this education that you're pursuing, you're doing this totally on your own. No one is forcing you to get more educated, to gain more skills. This is all you because you want to improve. And for organizations, more than anything, it shows curiosity, it shows drive, which are very tremendously valuable assets to any organization. And those are traits that you can't teach. Skills, on the other hand, can be taught, and presumably you would have gotten that in your coursework. But again, depending on the field of study and the institution that's providing this certificate, it may or may not carry a lot of weight. So again, I go back to the point where these online courses, these online programs serve to complement the education and the work experience you already have. I'll put it to you this way. If a company was deciding between two candidates that, let's say hypothetically, everything is equal, they're the same. The only exception being that one of the candidates had done some online coursework on a subject that's relevant to that job, and they can explain in detail what they learned, how they might apply it, and of course they have a certificate to show proof that they've done this. 9 times out of 10, that company will hire that person. So when it comes to pursuing opportunities, it's always going to be in your best interest to continue to find ways to improve, to become more valuable so that you stay competitive in a rapidly changing job market. Which is why I give online courses 2 thumbs up. Folks, if you've had experience with any online courses or programs and that helped you land a job, I would love to hear your experience. So please leave a comment down below. If you found value in this video, of course, do make sure to give me a like. And if you want to see more content like this, please hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you get notified as soon as I post new videos. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you around.